right, welcome to this week's version of the Coaches Show. Here are the key plays in our thrilling overtime victory at Williams. For those of you who follow us closely, you're going to notice something a little bit different here defensively. We have not played this angle front in probably 15 years, but going into this game, we were really banged up on the D-line. We're playing some guys that hadn't really even played D-line. And so we wanted to keep it really simple. Luckily for us, we were playing a team that was a wildcat style, so we could kind of stack the box and just get in the angle front and go tell the guys to go right and left and go as hard as they could. First play of the game here, Julian Pollard, his first career start. We knew Williams was very head heavy and came out hard with their O-line, so we were going to stick move on them. And here Julian does a great job crossing that guard's face and getting a tackle for a loss. Big focus for us was stopping 15 from running the ball. Their big quarterback, he rushed for 240 yards against Colby the week before. So you can see even in a formation like this where they motioned to empty, we did not expand our linebackers. We were keeping all the linebackers focused on 15. Here we're actually plugging AP. But you can see Lincoln Moore and you'll see Jose Ruiz off the edge here, not leaving the box, keeping eyes on the quarterback, making sure we had an extra hat in the box there. Great tackle by Lincoln. Here on a 3rd and 8, we're going to bring a run stunt. We're going to bring John off the edge. I think the quarterback thought he was contained blitzing, but really this blitz was all about blitzing wherever 15 went, so John was responsible for tackling 15. Good assignment football there by them. We got off to a good start for the second straight week. After our defense shut them down right there, our offense goes on the field, puts together a really good drive. Here we are in our empty set. Going to run a little option route here to Nolan O'Brien. Jax does a good job putting the ball on his chest. Nice first down for us there. 2 plays later, we've got them spread out in a 4 receiver set, but we're going to run an inside run play to DiNapoli. They actually run a blitz here, so we kind of split them. Good block by Chris Colmer, who had to move to guard because of injury this week, and we played our freshman Lucas Candiato here at tackle, move Chris from his typical tackle spot down to guard. Big gain by DiNapoli, and then this is a huge play here. It's 4th and 11, but we're on the 31. Figures a little bit too long for a field goal. Didn't want to punt from the 31, so we went for it. And Jax did a good job executing the game plan. We told them all week, if they're going to go to their nickel personnel, they're going to play soft. You're going to have underneath throws. You're going to be able to scramble, use your legs. In this situation here, you can see them really playing soft. It opens up the check down to Tyler DiNapoli. You don't usually see quarterbacks hit the check down on 4th and 11, but this was a smart play by Jax. Really good job by Tyler getting that first down for us. And then 2 plays later, Tassoni's going to take a little tackle wrap play and physical run by Tassoni here. Our running backs ran hard in this game. This was a really physical football game by both sides. That got us to a 7-0 lead. And you can see us, just on this tight screen, you can see that we're stacking the box. I mean, both our safeties are standing here at 7 yards, and everything was about stopping the run in this game. We're going to bring Amari Phillips here on a plug blitz, so we're going to stick this nose. Really good timing. Great job by Matt Hickey at the nose position. He's been playing good football for us. And Amari with the plug blitz creates a no gain. Again, that got us into 3rd and 8. We knew if we could stop the run on 1st and 2nd down, we get them into some uncomfortable situations with their offense. And here we're going to bring a blitz. Toyas is going to come off this edge, and then we're going to crash this end and bring Amari around to cover for this edge. They slide to the field, which leaves Toyas unblocked. And as the quarterback starts to escape, Amari comes around. Big play by those guys. That gets us our punt return team on the field, and against their tight style punt, we figured if we could we're going to set up returns this week with Nolan O'Brien back there. We're going to mug everybody. We're going to try to give Nolan some space and hopefully be able to create some big yardage plays, which we did here. We've got to be a little careful. We work a lot on this, making sure we're not blocking in the back here. That was close by Newhall, but now we've got good block by Tyler, good block here. We've got a wall set up, and we got the ball in our best player's hands, and Nolan does a great job of getting a big return, setting us up with good field position. And then a few plays later, we go into a wildcat set, so we put Nolan at the quarterback position. We're going to run a lead middle zone over here, and Nolan actually just kind of turns this into backyard football and runs away from the play. But he liked his one-on-one matchup against 24 there. So that put us up 14-0. Again, good start. From here, though, Williams started gaining some momentum. This play right here was really poor by us. This end is supposed to be going in the B gap, and he doesn't. He goes in the C gap. You can see that we got all three of our backers in the box, so this backer's got to make sure the ball does not get outside his face. And so first of all, we've opened up a gap by going the wrong way here. But then as the play develops, you're going to see that our Mike linebacker lets the ball outside of him, and that you cannot do that against that kid. So big gain for Williams there. That they finished that drive off with a touchdown, so now it's 14-7. Another good example of just kind of what we're doing here. This is a run blitz. John Fiore's crashing. We basically told him against this set, you're going to crash. You got to eat up blockers. If you can eat up some blockers, we'll get linebackers over the top. Really well executed here. At one point, there's actually 3 guys blocking John, so you're going to see these linebackers playing over the top. Then you're going to see Toyas actually folding from the backside and putting his helmet right on the football. Just really good football by our front 7. Great job by Toyas as the cutback player, putting his hat on the ball, creating a turnover. And unfortunately, we went 3-and-out. We didn't take advantage of that field position, but now we're punting to them, and Sokol does a really good job. Good coverage by Farrell and Mosia to pin them on the 1-yard line. Again, we're going to run that plug stunt here. This time the line is working to the plugger, so Amari does a good job of re-pivoting off the center. Almost gets safety there. Now Williams completed a pass on the next play and got themselves out of the backed up situation. And now they're driving down the field. This is one of I mentioned earlier, we're banged up on the D-line. We got 3 starters out. Seamus Miller playing nose guard here. Showed up to preseason camp as one of our 3rd-string linebackers, and now here he is playing nose and making plays in the Williams game. Really good stick by him, getting in the backfield. Good wrap up. Great play. It's just one of the special things about this team is we got kids that are just willing to do whatever to help the team, and it was great to see Seamus get in there and play well. All right, when you play everyone in the box, as we did in this game, you're going to leave your back-end players on an island. And here you can see we got 3 guys on an island. This is a really good job by Shane on the double move by their tight end of recovering. Huge play there because that forced a field goal. They missed the field goal, so we went into halftime up 14-7. I thought our offensive staff made some really good adjustments here in the second half. They had been overplaying all of our run plays. So in the first half, every time we ran middle zone, these players just disregarded the coverage responsibilities and just flowed to the ball. So here, early in the second half, we're going to fake the middle zone. You can see them biting on that middle zone, even the safety on the backside. And that leaves the Napoli wide open on the wheel route. So good play design by our offensive staff. Good execution there. Unfortunately, we stalled right there and missed a field goal. So still 14-7. Momentum starting to swing towards Williams' side here. We go 3-and-out 4 of the next 6 drives. and Williams has a couple really long drives. So we played some poor complementary football here in the third quarter where our defense was on the field a lot. And here you can see again, we're going to be in that one-on-one situation since we're stacking the box. Receiver gets a little bit of a push off there. And they end up with a big play. They score on the next play to make it. So now it's a tie game. And again, you can see the momentum is starting to swing their way. They're getting a good field position. We're going to bring a run blitz with Fiore, but this time instead of being responsible for the quarterback, he's a crash player. So he's going to tackle the back, and the linebackers have to play over the top for the quarterback. Really good job here by both Lincoln and Kraus. Good swarm to the football. Good play by those guys there. All right, so here I just mentioned Seamus Miller making that play at nose. Here's another guy, Charlie Newhall, who had been playing linebacker up until not last Tuesday. We asked him to move the field end for this game. We told him we're just going to go right and left, so just play as hard as you can. He's a physical, strong kid, and he played really well in this game. Here's a good play by him, going opposite the middle zone and redirecting and making a tackle for no gain. So Williams now scores. They have taken the lead, and our offense had been kind of thwarted, but this is kind of the way this game starts to go, is that Williams takes the lead and we have answers. The beginning of this drive, we're going to bring DiNapoli out here on a swing, which is going to, again, get all these guys thinking it's screen. They played really aggressive on the screen, and that leaves Devanney wide open on the fake screen. All right, a little bit of a better throw. This would have been a touchdown, but we do get a completion, start to get some momentum, cross the 50. All right, 2 plays later, we're going to get into our cluster set and run a flood route over here to the field. You're going to see the corner is going to take the flat. The safety's going to take the deeper route, and that leaves Nolan open on the bench. Good protection here. Good throw by Jax. Okay, that gets us down inside the red zone. Now here's we get some real luck, because we're going to line up in the empty set. We're going to run that option route to Nolan again, but this time reminiscent of what happened in Bates last week. The ball's going to tip out of Nolan's hands. It's going to land in this kid's hands, but instead of catching it, he's going to knock it up in the air, and DiNapoli's going to catch it and take it inside the 5. So we got a little bit of a break here, that's for sure. Always good to get a couple of breaks in a rivalry game. All right, now we go back to the Wildcat. This time we're going to run a counter play, which is really well blocked. You're going to see the center pull. You're going to see our tight end pull. And Nolan's going to, or our tackle, sorry, the center and the tackle pull. Really well blocked up, and Nolan's going to walk into the end zone to tie up the game. Again, Williams responds. Now they have the lead again. It's 3rd and 10. All right, we got our backs against the wall a little bit. Williams is going to get back into that nickel. And again, they're playing soft in the nickel. This time they take the check down away, but the middle of the field is wide open. And Jackson uses his legs to scramble, pick up a big first down. 2 plays later, we're going to, again, kind of, you can see the theme of this here. As Williams is playing super aggressive, we're trying to take advantage of it. We're going to run a snag route here, but it's really a snag and go to Darrison Hooper. And you're going to see their safety bite hard on the snag. And that leaves the middle of the field wide open, right? Jackson's getting a little bit of pressure, so he's got to throw this off his back foot, but it's a good ball. Hoop will love to see him get in right there, but they get him by the shoelaces. So a little bit of now it's Game on the line here, 7 minutes left. 3rd and goal. We're down. We're going to hand the ball to DiNapoli on a mid-zone play. Our guard and tackle on this side are going to run the wrong way. So we're running mid-zone to the right. They're going to run mid-zone to the left, which is not good. Leaves 3 unblocked players, right? And DiNapoli's going to break a tackle from this unblocked player and then make this unblocked player miss. So this was 100% just DiNapoli willing himself into the end zone because we did not block the play correctly. But that tied the game. All right, and Max Wallace, our freshman kicker, although he did miss that one field goal, the Williams kid also missed the field goal. He did make all of the extra points, which was key because we kept having to score touchdowns to come back, and all these extra points were tying the game. All right. So another key moment in the game, we stop Williams, 4 minutes left. They punt and they pin us on the 1 yard line. So we got a tie game. We're backed up on the 1 yard line. We get a good, hard DiNapoli run to get us to the 6. We get another good, hard DiNapoli run here to get us outside the 10. And now 2 plays later, it's a 2-minute warning, 2 minutes left in the game. So we're on the sideline huddle. We say we're going to throw a quick out to Nolan just to get the first down. Really good catch right here. The ball's down by his shoelaces. He makes a great catch, and then he does what he does best, which is make a bunch of people miss. Turn a 4-yard route into a 30-yard gain. Now, the ball pops out of his hands and bounces right back into his hands. So another nice break for us there. So we are now, we're at the 40-yard line. There's 50 seconds left. We're thinking we got a good chance to win this game if we can put the ball in field goal range. We're going to run a double move with Nolan O'Brien here, and it's actually coming open, but as Jax goes to throw the ball, we lose the defensive end. And so instead of a big play, it turns into a strip sack. We're unable to recover the ball. Williams gets it. Fortunately, we held them, and now we end up in overtime. So here's the first play of the overtime. We won the coin toss. We elected to play defense first. They're going to bring this receiver in jet sweep motion and run a quarterback counter, a play that they had not run at all in the game. And just a great job by our defensive kids here to fit this up because we had not seen this play. And if you look at this play right now, they got their best player with the ball in his hands. They got 2 pullers. We have Ethan Krause, a corner, and Shane Mosier in the alley here. So it's looking like they're going to have a pretty decent play. But Krause does an amazing job of playing off the blocks. Tyler Roberts as a corner does a heck of a job of coming up and fitting on this big quarterback. Now the quarterback spins off the tackle, but the effort to the ball by the rest of our guys, we get Lincoln Moore right here, comes in and punches the ball out. Newhall tackles the kid and Krause picks it up. So when you watch it from this angle, Ethan Krause was our defensive player of the game in this game, and he did a lot of this, especially in the 4th quarter and overtime. He played off a lot of blocks and made plays. So that was the first play of the overtime. This was the second play of the overtime. Mark Melnitzky calls a shot. We're going to try to win it in one play. We go trips in the boundary. We're going to call a post corner double move to Darrison Hooper. Hoop does a nice job with the route. All right, the corner does recover. He's in decent position. Jax does an amazing job of sliding. We're going to start to lose this edge right here. Jax does a great job of just sliding a little bit to his left and putting the ball right on the pylon. Heck of a throw. And you can put this game down now in the Trinity Williams lore. Another incredible game. Tim Graham, our tight ends coach, puts together highlight films for the guys to watch every Friday night. And that this particular week, he had grabbed clips from the 1991 game, the 2008 game, the 2012 game, all these classic Trinity Williams games that come down to the wire. And the irony of this was not lost on me. We're throwing this ball in the same end zone that James Lane threw the touchdown pass to John Mulaney in 1991. And just a real big-time win for our program. And it's an interesting year in the NESCAC. After week 3, we've got 6 teams with a 2-1 record. There are no undefeated teams. And we'll be playing one of those teams as the Tufts Jumbos come to town and travel to Hartford this weekend. I hope you'll come and support us. Should be a great game.
Excellent. All right.